But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time, The Candy Shop. How is everyone doing out there? The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. Well, hello everybody. I put on the wrong intro. But it's all good. I wanted to come on today real quick. It's been a lot of mess going on with my favorite show, Love and Marriage, Huntsville. So first of all, welcome to the Candy Shop. I don't have no special title for this show today. I'm Candace.
Hello, I'm Shakita. How are you guys? Well, how are you, Candace?
And yes, and this is just an impromptu show. I was doing another show, but I decided to go live on my own channel to give me some videos as well. I'm going to add Siobhan to the party. Let's get the party started.
Hi, Siobhan.
Hey.
Yes. So Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm trying to look for my little title. Girl, it's been so much drama with the Holts. So let's get Siobhan caught up. So I'm finna get you caught up, Siobhan. So let's start with Martell Raggedy Holt. He posted this. Let me take this off. He posted this picture of him and Melanie, and it was cute, but it was the caption. It was the caption for me. So if you see down at the bottom, he says, "Daddy does all he can for his 5 troopers." And so he goes on and on and on about it being Melani's first day and how he's this great dad. But what I didn't catch until I went to one of those other groups on Facebook, he acknowledged his 5th child. That was the first time he acknowledged.
Oh.
Yes. And so Melody went off about it. She was very upset. I'm going to put her book up here. I'm going to try to read it all. I'm a little tipsy right now.
Her book.
But she said, "I hope y'all are good. I am, and I won't be addressing this anymore after this. The fact is, I've been silent on a lot of disrespectful stuff, and I am human and a woman just like most of my followers. Let me break this down. The entire season I was dogged out, talked about, yet I didn't come and say anything even though I could have. I was called a whore. Again, didn't address or say anything. He allowed one of his mistresses to discuss me and say I'm a deadbeat mom, etc. And again, didn't say nothing. Had my kids on whole live in an attempt to make me and my family look bad. I didn't come on here and say anything. So now when I finally say enough is enough, that's what I mean. And for any women trying to say stay silent, shame on you, because you're worse than the men who betray us, abuse us, and try to destroy our self-worth, but then say, get over it. You're strong enough to handle it. I'm sorry, it should be enough. So to you, I say your whole womanhood card needs to be revoked." So she went on. She addressed the mellometers as well. It don't stop right there, Shakita. So here come Arion. What did you really think? He wasn't gonna claim our child?
Oh.
So then Melanie posts, and I could not find the screenshot. She took it down. She posted a screenshot of how Martell was trying to get back with her on Easter. So then Ariane, I said Area. She should be Area, but Ariane posts this. This is a screenshot of her phone, and the MH is for Martell Holt. And I don't know if y'all see, at 4:39 a.m., she said this was recent. He called her 50 times.
Oh my gosh.
So take all this tea. So I'll let somebody else go. I said a mouthful because this is some straight bull. But I'm gonna start with you, Keita. What are your thoughts on all the drama that's going on with them right now?
Yeah, so we're both in that Facebook group, and they've been giving, Melody the blues about this because they're saying, at least he's acknowledging the child and what's the big deal. But I completely agree with her. I think what she was so upset about was the fact that their youngest daughter was in the picture. And I don't blame her. Like, if you want to announce that you have a new baby, post that baby. Like, put that baby on your lap or something. Like, why do you have to bring my kid into it? And that's what really struck a nerve. I feel like he did it to strike a nerve. He got the reaction he was looking for. And then when it comes to Ariane, I don't understand why she has this misplaced grudge that she has towards Melody. I mean, at the end of the day, you've been sleeping with her husband for 5 years. You had a baby with her husband. So what you should be really, mute at this point. If anything, your beef should only be directed to Martell. I don't like how she gets online and, says little things about her, and the fact that she called her a deadbeat mom. Like, that's very low of her, and Martell just allows it. So I feel bad that Melody will have to be attached to this for the rest of her life.
And hey, Hannah, my show was very impromptu. I'll have to tell you after the show. But I definitely I muted myself. I definitely agree with you, Shakita. He used that platform the platform with him and his daughter to post about his fifth child. And on another post, Melody did say, like, you got my daughter in your lap, but you got negative comments under your picture. So, Siobhan, what are your thoughts on it?
Oh my gosh. Like, when I tell you, Martell is just like the king of petty. Like, he is so petty and very feminine acting. Like, he always trying to take a jab wherever a jab can be taken. He is swinging. He gonna take it. Because I see a pattern with him. Because just like we talked about a couple of weeks on your show, when he did that YouTube video with the kids in the back and they had that whole rehearsed script, it clearly sounded like he's always taking jabs at her, and he's always doing things to try to get a reaction out of her. Because there was even one of the episodes on the show where he finally went back to the house. She had got back in from out of town from staying in Atlanta, and he just threatens her by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get custody of the kids," and then of course she, Mama Bear, she gets riled up, and he's like, "See, I wouldn't want nobody acting like that around my kids." It's like he does things to her on purpose to try to goad her, to try to get a reaction, and so I just see a pattern here. And Melody, I am glad she spoke up about it, because I feel like it's not only this one incident. I feel like this was like the thing that broke the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, she was like, okay, I've been quiet. I've been letting you take jabs, even though this might seem like a little thing to other people. Like, he's acknowledging his child. It's like, no, like, y'all, this has been like, I feel like it's been more than 5 years of drama and trouble that she's gone through. And I agree with Keita. Like, I do not understand the vitriol and the attitude that the girl Ariana has. Like, ma'am, like, you're clearly in the wrong in this situation, and you want to be bucking up like you've been, some grave misjustice have been done to you, as if you were the wife who has had a husband with a side mistress for 5 years and who had a baby on her. Like, it's just like, I don't like her attitude. I don't like how she approaches people. I guess that's why people don't even really be checking for her like that anyway. It's just like, okay, she is what she is, but I hope she don't think she gonna blow up and become some like reality star out of this, because it's like, I feel people see her for what she is, and also, but more so they don't blame her, but she inserts herself into the issues. It's more so Martell that people blame, but she just adds salt on the wound whenever she's in the picture. So
yeah, I agree, but you got to see these groups. Like Shakita said, we're in the same Facebook group. These chicks like protect her, but for some reason, they really hate Melody, and they don't even look at the situation at hand. This woman hung on to somebody else's husband for 5 years, and I can see if it's not even about not knowing. I can see if she stayed in her place and was respectful with the wife, to be understanding, like, hey, I did this with your husband. Yeah, I was wrong, but I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't have to go off on you, because in the end, I have nothing to do with you and your marriage. But she, for some reason, is in this competition with Melody, and it's just so crazy to me. It's very crazy. Oh, Bree silently enters room and looks for Mr. Research.
Oh God, let's not. No, Jesus.
Yeah. But no, this
Bree, you a mess.
yeah. But Martell is a whole you know what? Because why would you?
B.I.B.I. Yo,
Yes.
B.I.B.I.
Why would you? He barely or rarely even acknowledges Melanie. It seems like he's always talking about boss baby, boss baby. That's the baby they always talk about, and she's not even a baby. She's like 5 or 6 now. So it's like you are rarely with the little baby, but now you want to acknowledge the 5th child. So I don't know. If I was Melanie, though, I wouldn't go to social media. I still wouldn't have come to social media. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that anytime she goes to social media, you're going to have a split of people who see where she's coming from, and then you're going to have this huge group of people who also bash her for even having an opinion or standing up for herself. Like, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for her.
I feel like it's crazy that y'all telling me that there's like this whole gang of like Ariana supporters because, and my whole thing is like, you know, again, I'm not a person, just so let it be known, I'm not a person that places blame on the side mistress because she didn't take the vows, the man did. So I don't feel like that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, like y'all do know, like morally, ethically, is not right, not cool. Like, okay, but that's weird. Unless that whole group, y'all might be dealing with a group of side chicks up in there. Who knows? That's what it sounded like to me.
It literally is a group of side chicks because Melody mentioned that. Ariane is not the only woman he was messing with. She's just the one that stayed hanging on. So it's other ones that he's messed with. And then when you get him on Steve Harvey, remember he said he's single. He's dating. That's what he said. He's looking to date. He wanted dating advice. So even though he had this baby with Ariane and she's trying to, I guess, lock him down, he's not even checking for her like that.
He's not even checking for her. And that's the sad thing of it all.
Exactly. Yeah. She totally ruined his home life, over this chick. So I'm sure there's some resentment he feels towards her too. Like, what is it about this chick that I couldn't leave alone and just blew my whole family? I mean, I think I did hear when they mentioned about the money that Melody was missing from the joint bank account. I think it was like $17,000. And you mentioned this before, Candace, and said that it was given to Ariane to start her business. If that was the case, she does not have the business mind that Melody has. That business, those outfits look like anything anybody can find on any website. It's only like 15 pieces. Like, you got $17K and did what with it? Bought like 2-3 outfits. You're not gonna get the same benefit from this chick as you did with your wife. It's just not gonna happen.
Can you put her picture back up there from the tweet, real? Because I'm her
favorite picture.
Look for no, that is her favorite picture. But no, she has. I'm not gonna lie, Ariane. Let me see if I can send the picture to myself. Dang it. Ariane she's an attractive woman. I'm about to see if I can find one online real quick. She has a shape now, especially since she had a baby. She is stacked, and right now I can't. Let me see. I'm gonna do it from my phone. She's not, to me, she's not bad looking. People compare her and Melanie, but to me, they're two different types of women. You can't compare them. So I would never bash the other woman because like I said, that's his choice to do whatever it is. Like she can't help that he chose her. Now she did decide to keep messing with a married man, but she don't have no ties to Martell. But she opens up the door to be contacted by Melody or whatever. Like that's the drama you ask for when you're messing with somebody else's husband. So just be open for that type of drama, because best believe, I'm not gonna lie, if that situation happened to me, and if I find myself in that situation, I'm contacting everybody. I got smoke with everybody. So just expect that. Like, we can be classy all day, but this is my life. And sometimes that goes out the window sometimes. So I'm about to put her picture up. I have to just send it to myself. But yeah, it's a whole mess. It's just so raggedy. I feel sorry for these kids. Melody, I do want to know this with Melody. What happened to her concert? Here's Hannah. Hey, Hannah.
What happened to her concert?
Hey, Hannah.
Yes.
Hey, Hannah.
Just turn your light on.
My ring died.
Oh man.
Oh, I was like, girl, don't be back there. Look, Hannah, don't be back there looking like Kevin Samuels with your candle lit.
Absolutely not. Absolutely no Kevin on this side.
Fake now.
Yeah.
No candle or nothing over here.
Speaking of Kevin, this woman actually, I saw a video today. He ran across one woman that was his match, and he kept cutting her off, but she gave him the business.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh.
She made some valid points. So
I gotta see that.
Yes, but he ended up like basically hanging up because he was threatening to hang up on her or disconnect with her. So she was like, goodbye. Basically, she said goodbye.
Can y'all see a little better?
Yes.
Okay.
That's better. I'm pulling the picture now. I don't know if y'all can hear my computer going off with the email. So let me see how I can drag this over. But yeah, this is a whole hot mess. Like I said, Ariane is cute. To me, she's nothing like Melanie. I don't know why people compare the two. Let me see if I can go to almost there. We're bringing it over here.
I mean, apparently from what we know, y'all might know a little bit more than I do, but when I know we was talking about, oh, what's the difference of what is she really doing? Apparently it was just oral sex or something. It was the only thing she's doing differently than Melody.
Here she go right here. So she's a little
okay, go all right.
She's stacked. And she actually looks a lot better now than she did when they first started messing around.
Definitely did. Money helps.
Right.
You think it was money?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
So the 17K that she didn't start her business with the 17K. She got her body done.
I would too.
She's
saying free money. I'm going to get this lipo. I'm getting this stomach flat. And yes, thank you for the coin.
She's saying that that's the extra weight. Before she had her baby, she was like 114 or something like that, she said. But now she's 134. She's short. So she's saying the extra weight is from the baby. She was self-conscious about her weight. That's what she put in her story. And she thanked everybody for supporting her in this body.
Girl, bye.
It could be true. I mean, a lot of people who are thin, naturally thin, do gain weight in pregnancy, and it doesn't look like a typical, Instagram BBL look, where the hip is just unnaturally jutting out from the side and all of that. So it's possible. But I mean, when you said money, I was just saying as far as like a whole put together look as opposed to her body being done. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I'm sorry. What are we supporting? I'm not being shady because she's a shy chick. I'm just saying. I mean, her body is average, so I'm trying to figure out like what wouldn't we support? She had like the.
She's thicker than Melody. She looks thicker than Melody.
But Melody Melanie never claimed to want to be thick. That was my thing. Like Melanie was happy in the skin she was in. I just feel like her goal in life is to try to be better than Melanie at this point.
Yeah, and I said that earlier. I don't know why she's like competing with Melanie, because as a side chick, I mean, stay in your place. My place is completely different than yours. So I don't understand why she keeps like taking shots at Melanie. But as for her, what she looks like, I can't compare them. They are two different types of women. So she looks good. She looks like she serves her purpose. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well,
we know what the purpose is.
I don't either, but she does look good. I agree.
She does.
She looks good.
But I don't think we could say what we're saying about why I'm not gonna give her a whole pass, but a part of the reason she behaves the way she does is due to the false confidence that Martell has instilled in her. You know what I'm saying? And from hearing him on a nationally televised show say, tell his wife, then wife, she satisfy me like you don't do. And, he done built her, he done partly created the monster that we know as Ariane. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
When you can sit there and disrespect the mother of his kids in his face, call her a bum parent, that's coming from him. That ain't nothing she just bringing up. That's stuff he probably repeating to her. So he's totally put a battery in her back.
Exactly. I just feel like she's a bird. I don't know why people give her so much attention. Like, I see her for what she is. Yeah, she just serves her purpose. She's gonna talk crazy. That's the type of woman she is. Like that. What do you expect? And so that's why with Melody, like in Melody's place, I wouldn't even give her no energy. Like I don't see her. Yeah. So, and even with saying that, I almost dropped this glass. Even with saying that, with him saying he's a trooper of 5, I get why she was mad, because I have gone off on my son's father on Facebook when I was a lot younger. He at that time wasn't working, and as soon as he got a job, it was some chick talking about, now you can take us out. And I was like, take y'all out? Can he take his son out first? So my mother was like, delete that off of Facebook, because I put it on his Facebook page under the post, under what
hilarious.
Hannah. But yeah, but with Melody just comes off classy, and the thing is, Melody is around our age, so I wouldn't give that girl energy, because that's what she's wanting. Melody is making this girl relevant every time she acknowledges her. And I wouldn't do it. I'm sorry. I'm on a show now. I don't see you. We're not paying you. They pay me to hear my story.
Right. Did you see on her stories where she mentioned she's in talks with the show about coming on the show? Sorry, Hannah.
No, I haven't seen it. And if they let her on, because this is my favorite show, I'm gonna throw a goddamn fit. I'm sorry. I'm a be in Carlos King's DM every day. Like, why do you have this girl on this show?
Right. She does not deserve to get the little booking fee to do the chitlin circuit at the clubs. Like, no. No. You're not letting her do the promo.
What was you going to say, Hannah?
The thought, you know what, though? I'm saying the thought of her being on there pisses me off, but I definitely was, when I did watch Love and Hip Hop, I was voting for Jocelyn, and Mimi was the main chick. So
no, Mimi was the maid. Hey, maid.
I just like Jocelyn. But I don't feel like Melanie is giving her any airtime. I feel like everything Melanie does, she has to retaliate. Like Melanie, okay, I'm a mother, and my ex-husband and I have kids, and if he had another child, I would hope that you announce that child without my children on your lap. Well, they won't be anyway, because we 7 hours away. But even if there was your time to be together, I wouldn't want you to announce that to the world. When Melanie had Melania, they had their own photo shoot. They had their own announcement. They had a whole hour special of just them. So I feel like if you want to announce that you have 5 kids now, after you went on Steve Harvey and said you didn't acknowledge it, went on the season finale and said you had 4, posted every other time you had 4 kids, and then when it's your child with your ex-wife, when it's a milestone, when your child first go to school, that's a milestone for them. So that should just be their moment. But no, you stole your first child. You stole your youngest child. Well, not youngest now, but your youngest child with your wife moment to put in that you have 5 kids. And I feel like Melanie because the way Martell was talking to her on the show, I'd have been cussed his boy headed ass out. Excuse my language. Behind out. He would have been got cursed out, because I feel like Melanie was putting up with a lot of unnecessary mess from him. So I feel like now that she's actually getting a little more strength and able to speak up for herself, I feel like, now is the moment, but it's okay. And then when Ariane is that her name? I don't want to pronounce her name wrong.
I think it's Ariane, I don't know. I was calling her Ariane.
Well, they call her coleslaw, but I feel like for her to just come at with that tweet of, you don't think he's going to acknowledge his son okay, he isn't going to acknowledge his son, his child. Sorry, not son. He's going to acknowledge his child. However, that was not the time and that was not the place because she has another child. And I doubt if the father of her other child would have did something like that, she would have been 100% okay with that. We have to put ourselves in that other woman's shoes and really think, how would you feel if the announcement of the world for another child was under the other child of the main person? How would you feel?
Yeah, it would have pissed me off, but Martell wanted that, and so the petty me would have not cared how I looked. Would have been like, hey, this is his. They in the picture with their stepdaddy. Hey, Bolo. I would have did something like. I would have posted a picture with a big old man like this, the new stepdaddy.
Ah!
So,
I love it. I'm all for petty.
But the classy me, I would not have even acknowledged it. What I would have done was just straight block both of them. And then I would have posted like a picture of me and my daughter on the first day as well. If I was there, it just would have been me and her. Like, this is my baby. I want to give her all the shine. And that's what I would have did today.
Melanie better than me. I'd have posted in the picture with Martell. Send that to her. Cheese. We all here. How you like it?
Like he did on Easter. Like he posted Melody on Easter.
I would have been in the pic. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want them, but hi.
They were together on Easter?
No, he posted old family pics of them on Easter.
Like 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with Melody, all like they're a happy family. He posted their old family pics.
He just can't accept the fact that she had the audacity
ago.
to move on. That's it. He can't accept the fact that she had the nerve to move on from him and his bullshit. Like she said he told her, like, I would have thought by now you would have talked to some older women and they would have told you that that's just what men do.
That's what he said. Oh no.
To her,
I would have.
yes.
They told me to get a honey dip too.
That part. They told me to get that, and they told me to get my pan, get my aim ready. I'm gonna have to fight his ass. Me and him would not have made it. Like, he's way too disrespectful for me to be a free woman. Like, it would have been no way. Like, I would have had to get up out of it a long time ago. Like, and I don't condone violence or whatever, but he would definitely push me to that point, like, for sure.
Exactly. Hello,
yes.
Black.
I want to rumble this man, and I don't even know him.
Yes.
I've never really wanted to fight a man before, but him, I would slap.
Yeah,
because he's so arrogant. He doesn't have any remorse.
That's the thing.
Or sympathy.
You can't do nothing to him. You just gotta ghost them. That hurts them the most. Those narcissists like that, when you ghost them, they blocked and they have no way to get in contact with you. Look, let me put it back up. Look at how he called Arian. She is playing that goddamn game right, because this Negro called her 50 times at 4:39.
But she said it was Mel. You know it wasn't Mel.
No, she said it was Martell Holt. They're saying it was Martell.
So I saw the other page. They said that she was saying it was Melanie.
No, they were saying
definitely implying it's Martell.
Yeah, she said it's Martell because Melody posted how Martell, and I cannot find that picture. Melody posted how Martell was sending her text message saying he's still waiting to get back with her.
Wait,
and
what?
Oh yeah, she posted and she said this is recent. So on Easter, Martell was texting Melody trying to get back with her and was saying he's still waiting. And so that's when Ariana posted this, basically saying, since we posting receipts, yes, this is recent, showing how Martell is blowing her up.
But at 4:39 in the morning, what you getting blowed up for?
Exactly, a booty call.
Open up that throat.
I'll be honest, I was married to a narcissist, and the ignoring. I remember one time I was on a girls trip, and I lied to you not. I had over 75 messages. I had over 46 phone calls. Not only that, he started calling my best friend. Then said he was watching a porn and saw me in it. I don't know who that was.
What?
I have a tattoo on my son on his shoulder, and the video he sent me had no tattoo, and I literally had my son's footprints on his shoulder. So I don't know if they laser removed them off on girls trip or not, but I was like, I'm being honest. I was like accused of everything, and when I see the messages was just piled up, and I didn't think that people can actually be like that. But when you're with the narcissistic person, the slightest moment you ignore them, it's like it sets off something in their head and they just go crazy.
No, my ex-husband was a narcissist, and when we were engaged while I was in college, he, you know, this was back then when we had the house phone or the room phone. So I had my cell phone and the room phone. This Negro called my apartment over and over again. I got messages from him. My roommate's talking about Steve left a message saying F you, F you, F you. He was saying the real word, but he's singing it F you, F you, F you, F you, F you. Then my mother's like, can you call Steve? Because he's calling me, telling me you out not doing your homework. So he's calling my mother.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like he was crazy. Any man that I came in contact with, he thought I was sleeping with. Like I was in a modeling troupe. One of the guys in the modeling troupe was running for Mr. Tuskegee. So we modeled in his fashion show. So he was like, were you like, yes, Rayvon, I'll let you F me. I'll wear your t-shirts. And I'm like, no.
Okay, this is ridiculous.
Narcissists are crazy. And it's like they just go, I don't know what they think. And then the next day they'll act like everything is normal. Like they didn't do nothing.
Like, no, I don't want your breakfast. You're crazy. I'm not eating that.
So Martell definitely displays narcissist behavior. Melody did good by getting rid of him. I'm surprised she was with him for so long because I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have been out the door the first time he had all that bull going on. And the way he had, oh no, it just wouldn't fly with me. We wouldn't have all those kids. Like I would have been gone because my peace, my mental is more important to me than being with this man that is losing his mind. So I just wouldn't have been able to do it.
I'll say this though. I think that the behaviors he shows, if Melanie ever popped up with like another relationship or another man, he would show his happy behind.
She needs a restrainer.
I really feel like, and it depends on your state, because I know that when I got with Bert, I had a restraining order against my ex, and he showed up to my house like ready to fight Bert for no reason at all. Just to drop the kids off. You know, when you have custody, you gotta drop the kids off or whatever. He busted in my house. I called the police, and the police said there's nothing they can do with a order intact. So it actually depends on the state you're in. I had an order intact, and the police said was nothing I can do. It has to be more noted. Like, so should I be dead? So I really think she should proceed with a little bit caution if she decides to move on, because he seems like he's off the hinges.
Well, y'all know, remember, she has security for her and her family. Like, they showed a clip of that.
Oh, I didn't know
her
that.
Walking with security. Yes, she has her and them kids. So what do y'all think with this new season? Because they started taping recently. I need to go to Huntsville because my friend is in Huntsville. They've started taping. Martell said it. Like he put up a post saying we start taping tomorrow or something like that. And this was like a week or two ago.
Baby number 5. This has to be on next season.
Hannah, if she is on next season,
she has to be. That's why he admitted so he can get it on top of the story.
If she's on next season, I'm gonna show my whole. You know what?
I'm not watching it. I'm like, whenever you comment on the show, I'll be on there listening because I'm not giving any views to her.
This is my show, and this is the thing. I don't have anything against Ariana. Like I said, I think she's an attractive woman. To me, I blame Martell. I'm always gonna blame the man. But if she's on that show, that is straight disrespect. I'm sorry. To all the married women out here, to all the women in relationships, that is straight disrespect. And Carlos King is going to hear from me because that's
it's more disrespectful because Melanie and Martell made that show. Like they're the ones who started that show. So you gonna let this heifer eat off my money that I brought you this plate, and you gonna let her dip into my food? Absolutely not.
Look, if she on there, she better be on there as a intern for film and TV, not getting paid for what I got going.
I don't want to see her face.
Exactly. Yeah. So let me ask y'all this, because the child is not responsible. How do y'all feel about her child filming with their other children?
I would respect that.
Okay.
I would only respect that because a child comes to this world not knowing. Child was not old enough to really know that your dad ain't sugar honey iced tea. And I feel like the child was very innocent. So you want to get them to know it. Now, I'm not at that growth stage. Now, if he came in here and said I got a child, first I'm leaving. Let's start with that. But if a child was in a picture, I would want them to know their other siblings, because you never know. I met some of my siblings. I didn't know till maybe 5 years ago that my dad had kids in Germany, and I'm grown.
What?
Yes, my dad was in the army and he had kids in Germany. I was like, Dad, who's this guy with your name sending me a friend request? He was like, oh, that's your brother. He's 3 years younger than me. Like, what if I ever dated? You get what I'm saying? Like, what if he's only, and I don't do younger people, but what if I decided to have a little young fling, and that's my whole brother? So I feel like you definitely have to get them to know each other, because first of all, Huntsville is only but so big. So you don't want them growing up and running into each other and not knowing your sibling, because that's going to be more detrimental to them and how they're going to be as adults or older teenagers not knowing this.
Exactly, I agree. Siobhan or Shakita, how do y'all feel about it?
I mean, for me, for the kids, it's the right thing. They should know each other, but honestly, if it were me in that situation, it's way too soon to even be thinking about that. I'm triggered by you acknowledging the baby with my baby in your lap. I'm not going to talk about them having a play date. Can meet him some other time. Not right now. It's too soon. He need to be potty trained, all of that. Don't send him over here drooling. I'm not cleaning up after him. None of that.
So, Siobhan?
I agree 1000%. Like, I need some time to process this. No, I don't. No, not right now. And it's just a little baby. You're an infant at this point, so it ain't like whatever. And they can get to know it when they over at their house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not it. It's me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, because it would be a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? Because the world has always known us as the Holts with our family unit with the kids we have. So not only do I got to process that this child exists, but I got to process that the whole world knows what you did. And that child is literally a forever constant reminder of your infidelity. So I'm going to need some time. And the kids can know their brother or whatever it is. I don't know. They can know that child, but I don't need to have that child on the set and in my work area and what we doing right now. No, not now.
For me, I can say if it was my husband, I don't know how it would be. I would hope that I would be okay with it, because, you know, I have half sisters. I call them my sisters, and I met one of them when I was 9. And so I hate that it took so long for us to meet. So because of that, and it's only because of my own situation, I would probably allow the child to come over and be with my other children, because that child is not responsible. So even though it would be a reminder, I guess I'd have to go to God that day when the child came over, because I know I'm not gonna lie, it would bother me. But I just think about the children and how it is mentally, because for me, meeting a sister at 9 years old, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. Even though I met her at 9, she had been around my father's family her whole life. So it was like my father, even though my parents were never married, it still felt like my father had 2 families, because I would go over to my grandparents' house. I'm thinking I'm the only this, I'm the only that, and I'm getting all these toys. Then when I leave, she's coming over. So it's like it kind of felt like a betrayal, because everybody knew about us but didn't bring us together. So that is why I would bring them together, because even though they say people think that children don't think about it or don't notice it, we do. We notice it. We think about the ages, so that's why I would do that. But
yeah, they can go over there and be with each other.
Yeah, like another family member facilitated, like in your situation, 2 grandparents or something. Yeah, they can do that, but I'm not today.
Yeah, not today.
Yeah, I see all sides.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I see.
But the mom can't come.
Oh
no,
no. She's not welcome.
Don't
She's not welcome
touch
on
my
the street.
porch. Matter of fact, don't touch my grass.
Yeah.
And I would say, they got a daddy. What are you doing here? They got a daddy.
Don't even come through my driveway. First of all, don't come through my community. When you
Yeah.
come
There
to
you
the
go. Like I
front
said,
gate,
don't
you
be on
stay
my
beside.
street.
Don't be on my street.
Don't be bringing all
Yeah,
that
like
bad
don't come
energy
in my
over here. Go ahead
community at
on.
all.
None of that.
Yes. So, ladies, this was good. I do want to do a show tomorrow. I talked with Bree over the weekend. She wants to talk about dating, so I may have her on. She's the young lady that Mr. Refresh. What was research? I call it
Refresh.
He wanted her, he said her name 1,000 times.
Ooh, child.
research. He was not feeling Bree, and I did not know why. He was like going off on Bree.
I feel like he
But
got turned
He
down
was
from
not
a
feeling
white girl
everybody.
one
He was
time.
hypersensitive to everything and everybody. Because I still can't believe he tried to say, I would never bring someone on my platform and victimize them. And oh my God, it
Where
was
is his
ridiculous.
show? I had tried to find him. I still can't find his show.
I found him. I'm gonna send y'all
I
the
was looking
screenshot.
for it. I was
Then-
really looking for the show.
This is what bothered me. It bothers me
Send it
sometimes
to me,
when
Candace.
I will. When he was like, I like dark skinned women. And first of all, why can't you just say you like women? We like all of us are women of color. Like we have melanin in us. And so to like just say something like that it's just he reminds me of
a woman empowering night at that. We all celebrating each other and he come with the bullshit.
Yes. And he like I wanted to say, do you want a trophy because you like dark skinned women? And what he might find dark skinned or light skin or whatever, somebody else will find dark skin because in my life, I've been told I was dark skinned. So this man was just totally disrespectful. He made everything about color. Only men, I feel like sometimes only men do that because when it's a group of us, we're not thinking about no color. Well, I know I'm not thinking about nobody's color or nothing.
I don't care.
I'm hanging. I'm trying to have a good time. Siobhan and Keita know. Oh, and Hannah, you know, because you went to me and Siobhan and Keita's spot. Me and Hannah went to Crew a few weeks ago.
Oh,
and yes. And I meant to call Siobhan, but it was so late because Hannah
late as hell.
Hannah asked about you, and it was just late notice.
Like midnight late.
So,
but down.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to hang. I'm trying to have a good time. This man was just out to disagree with everybody. He called himself a victim and then got mad when I said you're a victim. You said you're a victim. He was like, you're calling me a victim? I never said that. I said, you said that like 10 minutes ago.
And then I didn't like how he wouldn't, like, you apologized several times and he still kept wanting to reopen the wound and just be the victim. No, because I would never, or this is just calling me names and degrade me.
Kiss the middle part of his half cap.
Yeah. And to that, I hate that I apologize because to me, he was a troll. He stood up to what I thought he was. And so he portrayed himself as a troll, but moving
it was
along.
A big old trolley baby.
Oh, don't say that. That's not intellectual talk. That's what he kept saying.
I didn't know we were being intellectual tonight.
Exactly.
A mess.
We just talk. We have a good time.
He's probably watching.
Good, because that was a lie. So I hope he is.
It was too much. And then what you notice though, when the man came on, he thought as though he was attacked, but you were trying to attack Black women. And when we had Black men come to our defense, you ain't have nothing to say. You were silent and playing victim yet again. And it wasn't that any Black men was attacking you. They were just actually sitting there and having a conversation. He wanted to dominate us women. And because he couldn't dominate us, and then the men came after, he was.
I brought the men on because I didn't want him to feel like he was being attacked by women. I wanted to make it an even playing field. Like it's like 2 or 3 women on here. I think it was 3. It was 3 women, and then 3 men came. So and then because at first it was just him. So I'm like, no, let me bring some men on here so they can talk as well. They can voice their opinions. But this man was just a mess.
Bert was coming after that comment. He was on the way.
Bree said when I posted him on my story, so many people asked me what he was getting mad at me for, and I was like, legit nothing. Exactly.
Bree put him on a story, put him on blast.
Put it on my story too.
About the slurping. Oh, I'm getting mad.
Yes.
I'm getting mad again.
I added my cousin Kenny to the show, And this man and Kenny, I added Kenny when Kenny was in the middle of drinking. So the guy was like, he stopped missing, and she was like, "So you slurping? What's
Yes, so
going
you
on?"
slurping.
Yes. Like,
Yes.
half cap out of here.
He stops the whole show and be like, "So you slurping?"
Do it again, Siobhan.
Siobhan did exactly what he did.
So dramatic, so dramatic. He was just like, "So you slurping?"
Thanks. You'd have thought he came on there and said, "F you with the cat." Like that.
Yes.
Yes. And like, right, Brie, Kenny was innocent. That's what I was like, what? And so he got me, he kept talking about it. So then I snapped by it. Then I was like, what we're not going to do is go off.
I think I snapped too. I was angry.
Yes. And Hannah, I didn't even know that you were apologizing, Hannah. And I'm like, what is she apologizing for? Like,
because I was cussing.
Shoot, I didn't care. Shoot.
Bert was like, I didn't realize. I thought I was on mute. I was like, that's what the F we not about to do. And I'm like, I thought I was on mute.
Yes, Geo Party.
Yeah, Jeopardy. That's her name.
Oh,
her name
my bad.
He's separated.
He definitely
yes,
had.
Being with mommy
issues, and I think he was turned down by so many women, or whatever it was that, or he was probably trying to take other women, and a men stepped up and was like, "I'm good. She's with me," because the way he was coming off and offended of other men, you would think the way he kept saying that he was such a prestigious man and he was a high valued man and everything, you would think he would know how to have a conversation with other men. But you can tell that he's not that person, because when a man is high valued and knows himself, you can have a conversation with any person and be okay.
Exactly. In my show, and that was what's so crazy. I think he mistake Black elitists with high value. To me, it's a difference. When I talk about Black elitists, he started off okay, because when you think about a Black elitist, they do come from a pedigree. They come from well-to-do families, or they've gone to school. They're doing well for themselves. I don't know if you got ladies are on here. I think Hannah may have been, but when we talked about True Kitchen in Dallas, that is a Black man that is somewhat of a Black elitist. He wants to set himself above Black people. He's created an establishment. He plays ratchet music, but he does not want you twerking in his restaurant.
Yeah.
To back that ass up. Sir, if you say that, I'm dancing at somebody's funeral.
And throw that ass in a circle was one of the songs that was played. So, and I'll say this, and I gave the definition before. The definition that I use, I graduated from Tuskegee, which was founded by Booker T. Washington. He was a Black elitist. He created a group called the Talented Tenth of Black people that were supposed to represent us. He didn't think the average Black person could represent us as a Black community. So he felt like these light-skinned, more, I guess, softer featured Black people can represent us and be doctors and lawyers. He founded Tuskegee to basically put us in jobs of farming. So you had people like Ford, Rockefeller, just a lot of different people donating money to keep us in our place as Black people, because they didn't think we could be doctors and scientists and different things. And so Booker T. Washington is known as a Black elitist. I know y'all saw that Madam C.J. Walker special on Netflix. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Missed that one.
Oh, y'all gotta watch it.
I know. I'm trifling.
Yeah, and well, Keita, you saw how
Malcolm X.
Keita, you saw how Booker T. Washington was acting with Madam C.J. Walker. You saw the lady with who stole her hair formula. Those are Black elitists, and so
I gotta watch this. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
It's a problem in our community. Oh, she said his coworkers hate him. Yeah, they do.
They have to.
Yeah, it's a problem in our community when you. It's in every community, because when you think I'm gonna go to Bree, not to talk about white folks. When you think of white people, they have their what they call poor white trash. And we have our ghetto Black folks. And so
for some reason, I think Bree gets it. I don't know. Like, I feel like she know that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's nice that you said that, but I think she gets it. For some reason, I get that vibe from her. I
have to explain it to the other trolls that will come for me.
Oh, yeah.
Trolls on my channel that come for me regularly at times. But no, you have certain groups of people in your community that other people try to separate themselves from. But I don't like the fact where we turn our nose up at those groups, because in the end, everything could be taken away from us. We can be where they are, and then when the next person turn their nose up at us, we're gonna be mad at them. So that's why I don't like the Black elitist attitude. And that's all I was trying to say. But this man went off on high value this and high value that. And I wanted to tell him there is no such thing as this high value thing. Y'all calling yourselves high value and don't got no money. Making 60, 70 a year and don't got no money. And if you're making six figures, 100,000, that's just middle class. That is not, come to me when you're a 7-figure man, okay? Like, to me, that's high value. Because, yes, I'll say this, when you make the 6 figures, it's living good. You don't have to want for anything, but what are you leaving for your children? Is that gonna basically make it, are you gonna have money for generations? I'll say that. So come to me when you have money and stocks and things for generations. And I know if I put Kevin Samuels in this title, I'm gonna get backlash. They're gonna say, oh, you fat black old woman is talking about this. Yeah, I'm fat, black, and old.
Wow.
But yeah, it just, I don't like it. Oh.
I feel like
my
6 figures is good.
Yeah.
Because I know I can make good money, but I also know that my kids have bank accounts and stuff. And I know that if anything happens, they're well taken care of. So I feel like people don't realize you can make all the money you want, but what are you doing with that money? Like, I had people during this pandemic calling the company saying, well, I made $200,000 and I can't even have life insurance. And I'm listening to the calls like, you don't have you can't afford a $50 life insurance policy, and you were angry, you were making $200,000 and $300,000. Like, you can make that money, but if you don't invest it and do anything with it, then it's like you're not even making it. And people think because of their pay stubs or their salary that makes them high value, but it makes you high valued when you invest it, because it's people out here that's not making that much and invest that money in certain ways that they're at better, if anything happens, they're better off than people making $300,000 that's living beyond their means.
And it's even with the savings, and I used to work in life insurance, but a savings is the simplest way to just take care of your money. Like, you can accrue a little bit off of that, but working in life insurance, if you buy like a whole life policy, that's an investment in itself, because it's going to have dividends and returns on that. If you buy, it's different policies that you buy. So I'll say this, when you do get life insurance policies, do not buy a term policy. No. Buy a whole life insurance policy, because you can, even though you might not want to, but let's say you have a child that is going away to college and you want to buy them a car, you can take loans out on that policy. So I'll say that life insurance is good. It's the safest way to keep your money. It's to me a little better than stocks, but it is what it is. But these men, these dusties running around talking about their high value and we want their money. And I'll be like, I make more money than you. Like, sir, I need a prenup for you. So
yeah,
I make more money than you and have my own LLC. What do you have?
Exactly.
I'm working for the man while I work for myself. What can you offer me?
Exactly. Right. And so going in, you know what? I'm gonna talk about Kevin Samuels for a little bit. I'm finna change the subject because this is getting good. Man. So this is getting good. So I do want to talk about the young lady that was on his show today or yesterday, Kevin Samuels. I don't know if I want to title this Kevin Samuels later, because I'll have
you say ready for the smoke to come. You ready for the smoke?
I'm about to say you're ready for the.
So with Kevin Samuels, the young lady that was talking to him, she made some valid points, because he was trying to group all Black women into one box. And he's tried to say she was like the last caller. And she was, all right. She was like, I can only speak for me and my experience. And he was not trying to hear that. He was like, have you ever heard of he kept saying ethnic image or something like that, where he's saying whatever is put out there, that's what the representation is. And she said, that's the representation put out by white people. That's not what's put out there by us. And so he went on and on and on. She was so smart. She made a lot of points. And I want to say that just like other races of groups have okay, so we'll say this. There are stereotypes for every ethnic group, but we know everyone is different. No one person represents the whole race. And so my problem with Kevin Samuels is he always lumps all Black women into one category when we know we are completely different. That's like us saying all Black men are the same. All Black men are drug dealers, gang members, whatever. That's like us saying that. And we know that's not the case. So please, Kevin Samuels, stop putting us into the same category. Also, in regards to, oh shoot. She said people still call into, yes, people call into the show. They keep calling. So my thing is, because he talks about women, I'll say this. Bree said, question, I don't really watch him, never did. Do white women go on his show? Does he hate all women or does he hate Black women alone? So majority of his show is about Black women, Bree, but he's had white women call in. He goes off the same on women. His thing is a woman has to be a size 2 or 4, 5'7" or taller, and 25 in order to be married. So he's going off on all women. He mainly talks to Black women because he himself is Black. I can say that. But I'll say this. He's so quick to call us fat. He's so quick to call us loud. We have a voice too. I know I wanted to get married or whatever, but I got married at that time because I felt like it was right. But I wasn't just rushing to get married and thought my life was going to be over if I didn't get married. But for some reason, he's talking to these women. Oh, she said a 2 or 4 man. I was a 2, I think, in the 6th grade. So
Facts, Bree, right?
I want to start with Keita. Keita, you saw him with the exchange with the young lady. What did you think of that?
So I didn't see the whole thing. I just seen like a little clip of it. I think it made it to the shade room, and it said that he finally met his match and someone who was challenging him. So I only saw the portion where she was saying how he was continuing to cut her off, which is one of the big things that he complains about people doing on his show. I felt like he was doing it to her because she was making valid points. I don't too much watch him. I stumbled on his page going down a rabbit hole yesterday for the first time, and I'm not personally impressed. And like, who gave him the key to knowing everything about relationships, about Black women? He seems to speak from like a closed box vision or viewpoint or whatever. So I mean, I don't know. I don't personally subscribe to it, and anyone who thinks that he's given valid points, I think he has some points, so you can find some validity in some of the things he says, but majority, not really. Not really. Like, I think I seen one where he was talking to a female and, she said that she had kids at a young age with her high school sweetheart. And I mean, he just went on this whole tirade. Oh, you are able to have kids, but you're not ready for marriage. You don't want to be married. And I don't see the two going together. That, like you said, that's not an end all be all for most Black women to just be married. I mean, most Black women talk about it like it's not all that anyway. So, I mean, kudos to you for having a good marriage, but there's more to life than being a married woman.
Exactly. Siobhan, what are your thoughts?
I am definitely not gonna go to his page to give him any views, but I will watch reaction videos or commentary on his videos. That's how I, know any of my knowledge that I have of Kevin Samuels. But again, because he did that to the same woman who started it off on, like, and she was very meek. The original woman who started his whole, meteoric rise was
made him go viral.
That made him go viral. She was very reserved, very meek, very mild. But any time she wanted to ask him a question or just bring up a opposing thought, he was just cutting her off, and then it was like he would get angrier and angrier and ended up just tearing her to shreds, talking about, see, you women get on my nerves, thinking you ain't nothing just because you got your degree and because you making 6 figures. What the? I'm like, no, because making 6 figures is not the majority of people in this country. So that is an achievement and an accomplishment to do that. She is in a, another class, and there is nothing wrong with her wanting more, because if you do have a man who makes less than you, and I for one feel like she would be fine if she met somebody who made like 80 and up, and maybe it doesn't have to be right at 6 figures or whatever. But if you just met someone who doesn't have what you have, a lot of times men will build like this silent resentment against you in the relationship. Does she want to have to deal with that? Does she want to feel like she's having to be the provider in a relationship, switching traditional roles? Like, it's like she shouldn't have to sacrifice all of that, But this woman who went on his show recently, I'm so happy that finally somebody has given him a run for his money, and he went back to his same old tactics with cutting them off short, trying to, but I'm glad she was still able to get her point across. But this is my thing, because you have basically build your platform on tearing down and criticizing Black women. And I know one time I was watching a review video of a video he did, and he said that he watched his aunt, I guess, die without, or be alone and not have a husband because she had all these expectations. And so he's trying to say like, oh, I don't want that same fate for Black women, and da 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 da. It's like, so you call yourself an image consultant, but you don't build up. All you do is tear down. Like, what kind of consultant is that? Because consultants are supposed to support and give information that build a business or whatever. But so, yeah, I'm just glad somebody finally gave him a run for his money, because he deserved it. And I'm glad it's being aired, and it was on the Shade Room, because they did the same thing when he was tearing folks down. So.
Exactly. And my thoughts is, why is he worried about Black women and what we think? I'm good in my own space. I don't need anybody like him coming and disrupting what I have going on. Like, I feel good about me. Before he came along, I feel like it was a lot of positive Black women out there. They felt good and pretty in their skin, and this man is trying to tear us down. So, Hannah, what are your thoughts on it all?
So I didn't see the video, but listening to you guys, I am happy. I will piggyback off you said. I've always been happy and comfortable with myself. I don't think that there's anybody in this world who could tell me, even my parents, I can care less. That's why I moved out of 18, because I don't care. I feel like we don't need anybody to tell us how we feel, because when we wake up, when we go to sleep, when we're going our day to day, it's only us in our own skin. So I feel like no one out there, you can have your preferences, you can have what you like, but only we know what will satisfy us as a person. So I feel like, especially him telling women, basically you're telling women not to be happy to be the woman that they are, unless you're this person and that person and this person. But clearly, if he was the person he was, he wouldn't have been divorced all those times. If you were the person you were, you wouldn't have to be on here just basically trolling and tearing down women for views. Because if you're comfortable enough with yourself, you could have came out with a show building up women and actually being a consultant and be comfortable with that. But because you thought within yourself, oh, that's not going to sell, or that's not going to put me or give me the popular ratings, and you're doing it for other people, then therefore you're going to be the one trolling and being disrespectful and tearing people down. So I feel like he's not even comfortable with himself, because you're doing things to validate other people. Because if that wasn't true when he first came out, he would have been the person he is now. But he was not like that when he first came out. So you changed because he's not comfortable with his own skin, but you're basically telling women they shouldn't be comfortable in their own skin. Sir, miss me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Hannah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. We've talked about Love and Marriage Huntsville and also Kevin Samuels. So I want to just go around and get everybody's thoughts. I'm gonna start with Siobhan. What are your final thoughts?
Well, I see both sides of the story with you saying maybe Melody should have just took the high road and, not giving her any air, or giving Martell any airtime or attention. But maybe she felt like, okay, I'm tired of being a bigger person. Let me be the smaller person for once and just get this off my chest. And maybe now, since she wrote that whole book, she probably won't have anything to say if they try to come at her again, because I feel like she really just woo side and got it out and, gave her end of things. I definitely feel like Ariana should relax, because if Martell is going on shows, talk about he dating and stuff, honey, it's not all what you think it is. So relax with your part and, your plan in this whole thing. And as far as Kevin Samuels, I'm glad he slipping up on his whole maniacal game, and that somebody caught him slipping today. I hope he get caught again slipping and slide. I hope he keep getting caught up. I really do. And I'm glad that there are not just Black women calling in to get validation from this man, because I think that's something that we should stop doing at all. Like, don't give him any power or say so over you and your life as a Black woman and what you're doing and how you're presenting yourself to the world. Let you and God be the only ones determining that, not Kevin Samuels. So I'm glad this woman came on there with a purpose. She executed. She came, she saw, she conquered. I'm here for it.
Thank you, Siobhan. Keita, what are your thoughts?
I'll start with Kevin Samuels. It's of least importance to me personally. I think everyone should just turn it off, and just, focus on yourself. And like Siobhan said, as long as you're happy, as long as you are happy in the skin that you're in, that's all that really matters. You can't allow this outside guy to validate, how you feel about yourself, or your relationship, or where you are in your current moment, in your life. As far as love and marriage, Melody, I just really feel for her, because this is something she will always probably, not always, but for the first few years afterwards, it may always be a triggering subject for her. I hope that she does learn to completely ignore Martell, because that's what's really going to eat him up. And Ariane, I mean, you don't have yourself a prize, so go to the corner and go tend to the baby, I guess.
Thank you, Keita. Hannah, what are your thoughts?
I would say, to start with Huntsville, I would say hopefully within time, Melanie will learn how to ignore. I know in the beginning it's not going to be easy, especially when you've been married for so long and have kids and businesses and things tied to it. So hopefully, I hope that she will learn to ignore him. And please stop paying his light bill. I'm not paying your bills at all. Absolutely not. I hope that she stopped paying his bills, because you and the person you call 75 times can pay the bills together. So I hope that she just finds her inner peace and not let him or anybody else trigger her, because at the end of the day, you still have to be a mother to those kids, and you have daughters, so they want to see you strong and not venting and letting this one person take you off get you out of your frame or your energy. Because I've been there. It is not easy in the beginning, because I was that curse out person until I learned to ignore it. So that's why I say I know it's probably harder, because I was that person at first. As far as Kevin Samuels, I definitely want to see that video. If y'all could send me the link, let me know, because I need to see someone gathering him up. I feel like I just want everyone to just have self-love and self-respect, and not let anyone, not just the man, but anyone, try to make you feel any way different than you should feel about yourself, because our self-worth and our happiness is very important, and not just for outside, but physically and mentally, and health reasons why not to stress and live longer. We need that self-happiness.
All right. Thank you, Hannah. So I echo everybody's thoughts. For Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell Holt, that was just not a good look. Kevin Samuels, y'all know my thoughts. He's irrelevant. I talked about him today because it gets me views on my YouTube channel. But other than that, I want to thank you ladies for joining me today. Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe to the Candy Shop. Again, I am Candace, and thank you. Good evening.